Have you ever walked into a forest and felt watched? Not by animals, not by people, but by something else. Something unseen. That presence that makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand on end. That sudden chill creeping down your spine, even on the warmest day. Have you felt it in the dead silence between rustling leaves, in the whisper of the wind? Tonight, imagine stepping into one of those forests, alone at twilight, when shadows stretch and twist into shapes you can't quite name. I'm going to take you on a journey through 5 forbidden forests, places where the living are not welcome, where ghosts wander freely, and where the air itself seems to carry a warning. In these forests, shadows move when you're not looking. Whispers follow you wherever you go. And sometimes you realize you're not alone. Long after you thought you were safe. Have you ever heard your name called when you were certain no one was there? Or seen a shape dart just beyond your vision, vanishing the instant you blink? These are the moments that make your heart pound, that make you question reality itself. If you think you're brave enough, stay close. But remember, curiosity can be deadly. What if, by the end of this journey, you find yourself unable to look at a forest the same way again? Would you dare to continue? Tonight, we step into darkness together, and once we begin, there is no turning back. The first forest on our journey, the Whispering Pines. I'll never forget stepping here for the first time, just as the sun began to sink below the horizon. The air was crisp, carrying the scent of damp pine needles and earth. At first, it felt peaceful, almost serene. But then, something shifted. The wind went completely silent. Not a leaf stirred, not a bird chirped. And yet, I heard it, a faint whisper. At first, I thought it was my imagination, a trick of the wind through the branches. But then it came again, clearer. My name. Don't go deeper. I froze. Was that really my name being called from somewhere, deep within the forest? I spun around, but the path I had just walked seemed longer, darker somehow, as if the trees themselves leaned closer to block my way out. I tried to leave, retracing my steps, but every path led me deeper into the forest heart. It was as if the forest was alive, and it didn't want me to go. The whispers grew louder, circling me, echoing through the pines. Turn back. You shouldn't be here. Then I saw it. A shadow. Tall. Perfectly still, hiding just behind a cluster of trees. I couldn't make out its shape, but I felt its gaze, watching my every move. My heart pounded so loudly I thought it might give me away. Yet, it moved closer. Slowly, silently, step by step. Do you feel that creeping dread? That sensation that something just out of sight is following you, waiting for the perfect moment? That was me, frozen in terror, every breath echoing in the empty forest. And then, it vanished, just like that. 1 second it was there, the next, gone. But the whispers never stopped. They circled me, teasing, laughing silently in my mind. I stumbled over roots and stones, desperate to escape. Even now, whenever I close my eyes, I hear them, whispering my name. So tell me, if you were in my shoes, walking through the whispering pines, hearing whispers calling your name and seeing shadows vanish the moment you blink, would you have kept walking deeper into the forest, or turn back the moment fear hit you? The second forest, Black Hollow. I shouldn't have gone there alone. I had heard the stories, disappearing hikers, strange sightings, whispers carried on the wind. But curiosity got the better of me. The moment I stepped inside, the sun seemed to vanish behind the thick canopy. It wasn't dark yet, but the shadows felt unnatural, almost suffocating. The air pressed down, heavy and still. Every instinct screamed for me to turn back, but I kept walking. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Behind me. Heavy. Dragging. Not human. My pulse quickened. I spun around. Nothing. The path was empty, but the feeling of being followed never left me. Eyes, hundreds of unseen eyes, tracked my every step, and then the trees themselves seemed alive. I swear the bark twisted into faces, screaming, writhing faces, mouths opening in silent terror, eyes burning into mine. My flashlight flickered violently, plunging me into darkness for a heartbeat. And in that instant, something rushed past me, so fast, so close. I felt the cold air it displaced against my skin. I stumbled, heart pounding, every nerve screaming. The air grew icy. My breath hung in the clouds, though it was summer. Shadows twisted and bent, reaching toward me. And then, laughter. A childlike giggle at first, soft and innocent, but wrong. Malicious, echoing from everywhere and nowhere at once, bouncing off the trees. I ran. Branches clawed at my arms, roots tried to trip me, and the laughter followed, merging with whispers I couldn't decipher. Every turn of the path seemed endless. The forest had swallowed me whole, mocking me with its twisted corridors. Do you feel that creeping terror? The sense that the forest itself wants you trapped inside, hunting you? That's exactly what Black Hollow felt like. It wasn't just a forest. It was alive, protecting its secrets, with your life. Finally, after what felt like hours, I stumbled out of the forest's edge, legs bleeding, shirt torn, mind shaken. But the memory of those eyes and that laughter follows me even now. So tell me, would you dare to enter Black Hollow at night? Could you survive the whispers, the shadows, the living trees? Or would you run too late only to realize the forest never lets you go? The third forest, the Hollowed Vale. Its name felt cursed the moment I stepped in. Mist clung to my skin like icy fingers. At first, everything seemed normal. Birds chirping faintly, leaves rustling. But that sense of calm, it was false. It didn't take long before I realized I wasn't alone. Shadows flickered just beyond my sight, vanishing whenever I tried to focus on them. Each step I took stretched time, the forest elongating around me. I blinked, and the trees had shifted positions. Was it my imagination? Or was this forest alive? The deeper I went, the more I felt erased. My presence, my thoughts, even my memories thinned with each passing minute. I tried to call out, but my voice sounded distant, swallowed by the mist. And then I saw it, a circle of stones, perfectly arranged. In the center, a skeletal figure, hunched, whispering words I couldn't understand. Its jaw moved, but the sound that reached me was like wind through a hollow cave. The whispers multiplied, echoing around me, intertwining with my heartbeat, wrapping tighter with each pulse. I tried to run, but my body moved on its own. I screamed, but no sound came out. Terror gripped me as I realized I was no longer in control. The forest had taken over, bending me to its will, feeding on my fear, my very essence. Mist thickened around me, closing in like a cage, while low growls vibrated from the shadows. Do you feel that creeping dread? The realization that you might not control your own body, that something you cannot see can manipulate your every move. That's what the Hollowed Vale did to me. My perspective shifted wildly as I stumbled forward, the trees seeming to rearrange themselves, guiding me deeper. The skeletal figure's gaze followed me, whispers growing louder, tightening around my mind like chains. By the time I escaped, I was trembling, my mind fractured, questioning what had been real. I know this. This forest doesn't just haunt the living. It feeds on them, one soul at a time. So tell me, do you think the forest could control you, like it did me? Could you keep your wits when reality bends, shadows move on their own, and your body no longer obeys you? The fourth forest, Silent Grove. And it truly lives up to its name. The moment I stepped inside, all sound vanished. No birds, no wind, no rustling leaves. The world outside disappeared, leaving only the oppressive stillness of the forest around me. My own breathing became deafening, echoing in my ears like a drum, each inhale and exhale magnified 100-fold. And then I saw them, figures, barely human, hunched and crawling between the trees. Their movements were unnatural, fluid, and perfectly silent. Hollow eyes locked onto me, faces twisted into permanent screams, frozen in terror. I froze, but they didn't. They continued inching toward me, silently, methodically. Do you feel that creeping fear? The sensation of being watched by something you cannot fully comprehend? That feeling that your very presence is being judged, hunted, and consumed? That's what Silent Grove felt like. I ran. Branches clawed at my arms and legs. Roots tripped me, like the forest itself was trying to hold me back. Unseen hands seemed to push me deeper into darkness. Every time I turned, the figures were closer, their hollow eyes burning into my mind. My heart pounded faster than I thought possible. Finally, I thought I saw a clearing, a way out. But it wasn't a clearing, just more darkness, stretching endlessly, waiting for me. The fog curled around my ankles like ghostly fingers. The forest seemed alive, whispering and breathing along with me. Every step felt heavier, as if Silent Grove refused to let me leave. Could you survive in Silent Grove? Or would it consume you? Would fear paralyze you, leaving you trapped in its eternal silence? I stumbled, falling onto the cold, damp earth. The figures were all around me now, silent, watching, waiting. Every instinct screamed to escape, but my legs felt like they were sinking into the forest floor. Then, a branch snapped just inches from my face. A sudden jolt of terror that made me scream. The sound, did it startle them? Or make them laugh silently? I'll never know. Eventually, I broke free. I don't remember how I reached the edge. Only that I emerged shaking, gasping, covered in cuts and bruises. Silent Grove doesn't just scare you, it marks you. Even when you escape, you carry its presence in your mind, a shadow that follows you home. And finally, the Cursed Thicket. Legends say no one who enters ever returns. I wanted to see for myself, foolishly. The moment I stepped in, the air thickened, heavy with decay and something I couldn't name. The trees were twisted, like skeletal bones reaching toward the sky. Roots writhed across the ground like snakes, coiling and twisting as though alive. Shadows moved unnaturally, stretching and bending toward me. A creeping sense of being watched crawled over me, and then the ground opened beneath me. 1 second I was walking, the next I was falling. Darkness swallowed me completely. I couldn't see my hands, my feet, not even my own body. All around me, voices screamed, shrieks, whispers, laughter, coming from every direction. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. Cold, deathly hands grabbed my arms, my legs pulling, twisting, dragging me through the void. Panic surged as I flailed, but the forest had me. And then I saw it. A figure taller than any human, impossibly large, with eyes like burning coals, glowing in the darkness. Its presence alone made my skin crawl, my mind scream, and it whispered, slowly, deliberately, "You belong here now." I blacked out. When I woke, I was outside the forest, alone. My heart pounded. My clothes were torn. My body shook uncontrollably. I thought it was over. I thought I was safe. But the whispers, they didn't stop. Even now, nights later, I hear them calling me back, watching me. Follow me. Could you enter the Cursed Thicket, knowing what I faced? Would you dare to step into the forest that devours the living, where shadows move and the ground itself opens to swallow you whole? Would you run, or be consumed before you even realize it? The Cursed Thicket isn't just a forest, it's a predator. It marks you, it hunts you, and it never lets go. Every legend I'd heard, every warning, all of it was true. And yet, Some part of me knows I'll never truly escape it. The whispers follow, reminding me that the forest doesn't forget, and it doesn't forgive. These forests, they are real, and they are waiting for anyone brave or foolish enough to wander in. I've shared my stories tonight, but the truth is, the forests don't end. They don't forget, they don't forgive. So tell me, would you dare to step into one? Which forest do you think you could survive? Comment below and let me know. If you enjoyed this journey through terror, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. More nightmares are coming, and you won't want to miss them. As the night falls and the shadows grow, remember, somewhere out there, the forests are whispering your name,